So every single one of us has watched those epic scenes in anime where a guy powers up or goes into a heavy training camp before getting super strong and beating everybody else, especially in shonen anime. But the thing is, there's a really big difference between that and in real life, and that's, I think, the number one thing that most people overlook when they're trying to grow or wonder why they're not growing in life in general. So the thing I'm talking about is none other than finding the cue for growth. So let me just explain you what I mean real quick. So in anime, you'll see that mostly every single time when a character is about to go to a training camp or they realize have this realization that they're weak, before that there's always some kind of extreme event that happens. And in anime it usually looks like the whole family of the main character dying, or their loved one leaving them, or like they're getting robbed or anything like that. But in real life scenarios are not that extreme, especially for like most individuals who watch anime, and real life is much more simple and mediocre than that. So being able to realize and finding the cue for growth by yourself when no one even gives you a hint for that, and your life doesn't even give you a hint for that, that's actually the hard part. And because like once you start realizing why is something important, why you need to change that, then like getting on that path and doing it is actually a bit easier than trying to find it. Because if a guy lives alone and he has no friends, then you don't see the small bits of change that compiles on you over time, other than like people who see you after a long period of time. So it's like if I'm like slim right now and I live alone and I every single day like I mildly cheat on my diet or mildly like skip workouts, so I won't really feel the difference unless I'm like really cautious about it. But if I'm like living a mediocre life and after a few months I go and meet someone and they say like, damn, you gained some weight, then I'll get that cue, and then I'll maybe like start working on it. But the thing is, like, this is also a very fortunate example, because in most scenarios in life especially, you don't get these cue for anything. And it's like this fitness kind of thing, like this is so simple that anybody can give you a cue for like you need to improve on this thing. But most things in life, like practicing meditation and practicing presence of the mind, like this is something that you won't will almost never get a cue for unless you start to think and start to analyze all of that yourself. And the same applies with like mostly money situation as well, that you don't realize that what should you do regarding money and what is actually possible. So this is like the, I think the main thing is finding the cue for growth and then actually working on it. So the only solution that can possibly be for this is like start analyzing every aspect of your life and think where you need to grow. And I know it's not like very attractive solution or a very like easy thing to do, because like you'd probably think that okay, I was already doing that a little bit, but most people aren't, and you have to actively think about every single thing. And one thing that I can say, like if you want something practical, is like start journaling and start writing goals. That's the biggest thing that I think that can give you those cues. Because for example, if someone has a goal of, let's say, making money, so for making doing that goal or achieving that goal, you'll realize that are many small factors or small minor things that you need to fix before getting that goal, and then you'll find the cue for those things as well. So for example, if someone is wasting a lot of time scrolling on Instagram, or someone is waking up really late and sleeping really late, then probably realize that okay, to make good money I need my mind to be functioning very well. So for that I need to get a good hour sleep, good 8 hours sleep, and probably also not waste my time scrolling on social media for no reason. And then they start developing these like micro habits which they otherwise would never have gotten a clue for, but now they do. So that's what I think about it, and let me know what are your thoughts on it. I really appreciate every single one of you who would like comment under it, and I love talking about these kind of things. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.